Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, we're going to talk about getting strong. More specifically, if you want to get strong, you're going to have to get bigger. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. If you need coaching, check out the link below. I'm not a check-in once a week guy. All right, so something I've talked about, I have some general thoughts on this, and I wanted to cover it again because Bromley and Freakied0550 were getting into some of this discussion. It's something I've been talking about for a long time, and something I wanted to dive into the pool and maybe, recover for you guys. When it comes to getting strong, I've taken a lot of heat over the years from being critical of these minimal type of programs like starting strength and strong lifts. And the argument is like, they can get you strong. Yeah, they can get you strong. Anything can get you strong when you're doing barbell and dumbbell movements. That doesn't mean it's always the best for beginners or novices or people that are trying to get strong. So over the last couple of years, really since I got into hardcore coaching one-on-one, what I've noticed is that the squat and deadlift, they take time to get up to speed, right? For most people. Most people, when it comes to form, it's a process. It's not an immediate light switch where they get their form and they can just run with it and really start hammering away. It takes time to get form that is quality enough where you can really start to run. Not only that, but it takes time for things like the lower back to develop to the point where you can really, not have to worry about it in your training when it comes to squats and deadlifts. So that's one factor that we have to consider when we're starting out as a novice or as a beginner or during our first 2 years. Yes, we want to be doing our squats and deadlifts, but yes, we also want to be aware that we need to work on form during that time, and we really need to take some time to strengthen our lower back. So hopping on a program like starting strength or strong lifts, basically, you're doing a specialization program, more or less. You're doing mostly barbell stuff. You're putting most of your eggs into one basket. And I don't think this is in any way good for long-term strength development. Yes, you can get strong on these lifts. I'm not saying that, but I don't think this is the best way to prep yourself for strength in the long run. For strength in the long run, you need a wider base. Now, before we talk about that a little bit, let's talk about the importance of muscle building, because this kind of goes hand in hand. You need a wider base and you need to build some muscle. So I've been kind of telling people for years, it's the same damn thing. Whether you're training for strength or muscle the first couple of years, what I teach is power building. And it's a term that's tossed around a lot, but it's a term I really pulled out of my ass 15 years ago. Not a lot of people used it. It's a term I started using, and whatever you want to call it. I don't want to get caught up in terms, right? But what I want to do is get as big and as strong as humanly possible. That's my goal, and that's my primary goal on this channel, is to equip you guys to do that, to get as big and as strong as humanly possible. And when you are training your first couple of years, if you're training for strength or you're training for muscle, that's basically going to be your mission. Now, in this video, we're talking more specifically about training for strength. You need to train for muscle. There was a study earlier this year, a meta-analysis, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it showed the following, and I want you to listen to this. I've made a video about this. The strongest power lifters are almost always the bigger power lifters. Nearly in every case, the strongest power lifter has more size, okay? They have a better base to work from. Now, what does this mean? I mean, we can interpret this in many different ways, right? Maybe they just have the genetic size gift to propel them to higher levels of strength training. But really, I think what it means for us, in layman's terms, just as guys that are grinding it out and want a few more pounds on their squat and deadlift, is we need to take muscle building seriously. We need to have a base when it comes to muscle building. We need to have off seasons, okay? We need to have periods where we're focused on a little bit higher rep ranges, where we're trying to build muscle, where we have more well-rounded programs. This is the best way forward if you want to have long-term strength. For most of us, there are certainly outliers. We get trapped in this world, this powerlifting world, where we see guys pulling 800, 900 pounds, squatting 700 plus, benching 400 plus, and that's all we see, and that's great. But these guys are advanced lifters. You have to do more of these lifts. You have to be more focused and more specialized when you're at that level. When I was chasing a 2,000 pound raw total, and I was more around 1,850 to 1,900 in the gym, ish, right? Who knows? I bonked out of that meet, because diabetes nearly killed me. I didn't do well at that meet, but at that meet, I was doing basically squats, bench, and deads, like frequency training with a little bit of minor variation thrown in. I had over 600 pounds on my back on the squat every 2 or 3 days. I was also deadlifting or rack pulling every 3 days. I was benching every 2 to 3 days heavy. I was going heavy and hard and really special, really focused on specialization at that time. The advanced guys, that's going to be beneficial. More lower reps, more specialization. But for the average guy like us that's trying to build a strength base, you need more muscle building. You need a broader program. You don't need to go to a strict hypertrophy program where you're doing drop sets and rest pause work and all that kind of stuff. But you probably need a wider exercise selection. You need more exercise variety. And you probably need more reps on your assistance work or backup work or hypertrophy work or whatever. Being trapped in the 3, 4, 5 rep range, you probably need to bump out of that a little bit and get it up to 8, 10, or 12. What I've always done is that I would work up to my heavier work in the off season on bench press. I'd work up to a heavy double, triple, quad, whatever I felt like that day. And then I would start doing back down sets where, let's say I worked up to 395 for a double. I would drop off on bench to 315 for max safe reps, 275 for max safe reps, 225 for max safe reps. Then I'd move on to dumbbell bench where I'd do like 3 sets of 10. And then I'd move on to whatever, dips and push-ups, supersets, guillotine press, close grip bench for reps. I'd move on and do a lot of rep work. Basically, that is what is missing from so many plans in this day and age, is a wider base, a little bit better, bigger exercise selection, a little bit more volume of rep work. You need to get those assistance exercises stronger on rep work. You need to have a broader base. Again, I'm not telling you to train like a bodybuilder. You don't need to get into all that fancy stuff. But other than low rep bench work, you probably need some higher rep dumbbell work and some other exercises to back it up, higher rep close grips. You just can't do specialization. And again, just to end cap, that's one reason that I do not like starting strength and strong lifts as strength building programs. I think they took people down the wrong path. I think they absolutely set you up for failure in the long run. Yes, they can build strength, right? That's like saying a tricycle can get you to California. That's no fucking argument, right? That's a stupid, bad logic argument. Yeah, a tricycle can get you to California. Well, no shit. You could pedal backwards and get to California as well. That doesn't mean it's the best way. And if we're sincere about building strength, we need to be a little bit more open to analyzing ideas like this and less dogmatic. I didn't come after starting strength and strong lifts for the sake of trying to take down some deity, right? I just came after it, trying to be reasonable, saying, you guys need a bigger base. You guys probably need more exercise. You probably need more volume. You probably need something other than fives. You probably need to focus on building muscle as much as strength, not in a hypertrophy, sense where you're doing a strict bodybuilding program, but you probably need more exercises. You probably need more rep work on those exercises. So the final word, if you want to build strength, take a look at one of my programs, one of my power building programs, or somebody that has a broader base. Have an off season, have a long off season, and focus on getting a quality selection of exercises a lot stronger than they are now in a quality rep range. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.